website.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ross Patterson Revolution! Brought to you by BlackRifleCoffee.com.
Oh, happy Halloween! Sorry, I got a little out of breath on that one. I got a little out of breath on that one, Jables. I had a little too much Halloween today.
This is Halloween. This is Halloween.
Whew.
It's Halloween.
This is your favorite holiday. This is where you shine.
This and Columbus Day. Yeah.
Big on your list.
Ooh. I love the art direction of Halloween. Do you know what I mean?
You did it. You want to tell the audience what you did to our house?
What do you mean? I dollar stored it out.
Yeah, you did.
I went to that Dollar Tree.
Looks real nice.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I kept it real dark. Nothing fun. You know what I mean? No fun, like, colors. I kept it real.
You like a lot of murders? You like a lot of murders?
Real life skeletons, blood-like things, graveyards that look, real.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, very realistic.
Yeah.
You put a Casey Anthony thing in the front yard, which was weird. Just a life-size Casey Anthony.
Just
it's a stand-up. Yeah, it's a cutout.
Yeah.
It's her, OJ, and then Ray Caruth, who just got out of prison today. So
yeah, I just think Caruth, huh?
What the fuck? I can't believe that. That story, when I was a kid, I remember that story, and it was one of the craziest stories of all time. And if you would have told me today he would be getting released from prison, I would have said no way.
Dude, that's crazy.
No fucking way. And he rolled out with a do-rag on this morning, where you're just like, man, did we did the right thing. Learn? And he just
did the right thing.
Wear a suit, walk out of there, get into a car. Because the car tore off, by the way. You could hear the wheels screeching out of the jail. Where I get it and I understand.
Was he that good of an athlete that's why he got an OJ treatment?
He could have been.
Okay.
He could have been. And that's the whole thing. It was a weird story where he had plotted to or hired somebody else to kill his pregnant girlfriend.
Right.
Because he was about to be a superstar for the Carolina Panthers. And they killed her, but the child lived. Well, this gets worse. The kid it's a boy. Looks identical to him.
Ugh.
Identical. So I saw a picture of him this morning and I was just like, wow.
What's that connection now?
I don't know. And then who gets custody?
I had your mom killed, but
who gets custody too?
Definitely not him.
I don't know. What's the rules on something like that?
I think for sure if you have the mom killed, it gets a little dicey.
But I would imagine if they release him from prison, he's got to have some visitation rights. Yeah.
That may be some kind of amendment in there.
I don't know.
Where he has to stay away from the kid or something.
Because we live, obviously, in North Carolina, so it was a huge story here.
Right.
For a long time. And then, it's been 18 years at this point. He could have gotten 18 to 30. I'm not sure why life in prison wasn't on the table for that.
Or why he didn't get maximum sentence.
Yeah, same. So it was a little surprising when they were like, "Oh, he's gonna go out on Sunday," because they announced it a couple days ago that he was getting out of jail on Sunday or Monday, and it ended up happening today. And I was like, "Phew, man, that was one of the most brutal stories I've heard." And it was so strange. Again, you're in the NFL, just didn't want to pay the child support, I guess. Man,
that is rough, and that's all it was.
Yeah.
I mean, partly that he's insane and a piece of garbage trash, but
sure,
that was mostly it.
Huh. So I don't know if the court, because I don't remember. I wasn't here, so I don't live in the state, so I don't remember the details, as much as everyone else does. And at that time, there was a lot of high-profile cases that were eating up like CNN and all that other shit. So I don't know if there was more to it than that, but yeah. And when he walked out, when he rolled out with the do-rag this morning, I was just like, man, still zero fucks, huh?
Rehabilitated.
Yeah.
It worked.
Still zero fucks.
It worked and we did the right thing.
Crazy.
You know what I mean? You're just like, oh, and you like can't try him again or whatever. You're just like,
no.
I mean, I'm sure his probation is gnarly to the point where if something happens, he'll go right back.
Yeah, I'm sure it is, but still, you're not in jail.
No.
Because to me, that's the worst. So, fuck, man. That was one of the crazier stories I've seen. But no, you decorated the house amazingly outside.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, you got the Michael Myers lights.
I did the heads.
Those are awesome.
Yeah, for the Halloween that did so well, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crushed $77 million in the box office opening weekend. Highest opening in October history for a movie.
Right.
1, 2, highest opening for Blumhouse, which Blumhouse, motherfucker, they do it.
Forget it.
Yeah, they do everything. Saw, Insidious, all that. I mean, like Blumhouse does everything. The fact that this is their highest opening. The other one that's amazing and puzzling at the same time is it was written by Danny McBride and his little crew.
It's crazy, right?
Kind of. We've talked about this privately. I don't know if I've talked about it on the show. My dream was to do the Friday the 13th for years.
Right. Cast
all actors in their 30s that are playing high schoolers and really take it back. Shitty 3D, like that whole thing. Like, but he did it, man. God, that guy's living his best life. He's living my dream life. Is what he's doing.
He can do drama, right? Because it's like he does drama for comedy, for the effect, right? So he makes things super dramatic for the comedic effect, right? Because you're thinking like, how can they do? I mean, he's such a comedic actor, right? So you're like,
Danny
okay,
McBride?
yeah. So you're like,
well, his boys like David Gordon Green and those guys aren't. I mean, they're like serious film students, so it's possible. Yeah. And if you're a gigantic fan of that, which he obviously was, I mean, because look, you don't get 77 million. I saw Jamie Lee Curtis posted a thing of like, we're women and we're strong and all this other shit, and I was just like, come on. It's not you.
And that's what I was asking, because she put a lead woman over 50, and you're like, are you really the lead?
Yeah.
She the lead?
She's the lead. No. But look, she was in the original 40 years ago.
Yeah, I don't think it's her necessarily that people are
Mike Myers.
Running out to see.
I'm going to see people get chopped up. Same with Jason or Freddy or anybody else. I don't give a fuck who's in those movies.
Right.
I want to see people get fucking killed.
Yeah.
That's what I'm there for.
Yeah, so you can't take credit acting-wise for any horror movie.
Not at all.
Nobody's going to see you.
And case in point, Lynn Shay, who's obviously a good friend. We've done, 4 or 5 movies together at this point. She doesn't take credit for any of those Insidiouses at all.
She does her part.
Yeah, and all she says is nothing but, dude, this is Jason Blum. I'm lucky that he gave me a role in this, and that's it. Like, because that's what it is with a horror movie, essentially. If it's scary, if it's cool, and again, Mike Myers is Mike Myers. It's not like you're reinventing the wheel at that point.
It's not like, oh, Jamie Lee Curtis is in it?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, there was it was a little icing on the cake that was like, oh,
a sprinkle.
She's from the original. Maybe, they're doing it right.
Yeah. So that's what happened this weekend in the box office, Jables. Mm-hmm. But I'm excited for Halloween. I love Halloween.
Yeah.
It's my fave.
What are you going as? What are you going as?
You were supposed to get us costumes at Walmart, some onesies, and then that all fell apart. What happened?
They weren't cool.
What do you mean they weren't cool? What were they down to?
It was like Winnie the Pooh, Eeyore, some other weird, like it was Ted.
The bear costume.
Yeah, and Mr. and Mrs. Potato Heads.
Really?
Yeah. All right. Which could have worked, but it's just sort of.
You didn't feel like it, huh?
We'll figure something out.
Was it not sexy enough for you?
Yeah, no, I like to be when it comes to onesies, I like to make it real sexy.
Sure.
Just a sexy Mrs. Potato Head.
What were you hoping for? Let me ask you that.
I was hoping for something like funny, kind of like the Ted one.
Okay.
Something cool and weird and funny. And it was all kind of like unicorns and,
Strange.
Yeah.
You can find a lot of cool shit on Amazon, though. Have you checked out? Have you perused it?
Yeah, but then it comes, and these days, I mean, I got the kids some costumes on it. And these days, because it's this third party thing, they'll come like and
weird
they're
shapes,
super weird and super Chinese. You know, they're obviously coming from China. The quality is not what they had said it was. So I get a little iffy clothes wise there. Do you know what I mean?
No, I hear you. I hear you all the way around.
So I don't know.
Well, we'll see what we can do.
Do you have anything that you want to go as?
Yeah.
What do you want to go as?
Yeah. I wanted to go full, like, I wanted to go full Johnny Depp, but now.
Okay. You know? So really pale.
Yeah.
Bald, drunk.
Super drunk around the children.
And you'll just be like
else.
yelling at people about your money.
Yes.
Like, what did you do with
want
my
wine
money?
Bottles. Empty wine bottles all over the yard.
Expensive looking, like really.
Yep. I want all of his suits that he's worn in different movies out everywhere.
Okay. A high-waisted pant.
Yeah. A zoot suit pant, if you will.
Yeah, if you will.
I want like wigs that he's worn, some like gold teeth that he's maybe gone through. Okay. I want a bunch of American spirits ashed out all over the porch.
Okay.
I want to go full Depp.
Okay, because
full Depp.
All right.
So I want that whole shit. I want weird glasses that are different colored, but for indoors. For indoor use only. Mm-hmm. Not sunglasses, just indoor colored
like
glasses.
A rose color.
Yeah. I want that. Mm-hmm. I want a lot of scarves. Like I want scarves everywhere. I want to go full Depp where it's just like, oh shit, who is that? Because we have a big front porch. That way I can be confined to the front porch and just be pacing back and forth. And
just being
asking for different things.
Depping out.
Yeah, being super weird. Talking about, Hunter S. Thompson a lot. Like really, I want to go full Depp.
Yeah.
Because Depp goes into his characters. I want to go full Depp, and that's what I want to be.
Okay, I don't know if I can do that for you on this short notice. I can do Al Borland from Home Improvement. Real quick. If you want.
Or you can build me half a fence and you can build me the guy looking over the fence.
Oh, yeah, you can be Wilson.
Improvement.
Yeah, you can be Wilson or Al. Yeah, because I know I have the flannel. I could get together a little tool belt type thing. But yeah. Full Depp with all of his stuff. Sure, I'll get on that.
Well, why not? Just start working on it. That's all I'm asking.
No problem.
That's all I'm asking. You can dress up as Amber Heard. You can videotape us.
No thanks.
What? I may or may not, give you a rap on the beak, just like in the video.
So I dress up as her, but with like a bruise, just a weird bruise right here.
I want lawyers everywhere. I want a bunch of lawyers around saying, "No, Johnny, you can't do that." I want I want my 4-year-old son to be my financial advisor, saying, "No, you can't buy that yacht. You can't buy the Elephant Man's teeth." That's what I want. Like, I want to go full Depp where it's a performance,
Oh, it sounds like it's going to be lots of fun for the kids.
I don't want any kids to be trick-or-treating because I want them to watch me as Johnny Depp for 12 hours at least.
Court at your place.
Yep. Soon as that sun goes down, soon as it dips its dick in the Pacific, I go full Depp, and then
you go on stage.
Yeah, and I want to go like he goes because I want to go like the Rolling Stone article where he goes till 6 a.m. where it's just like, dude, the sun's starting to come up, and that's when Depp goes back down.
Does he?
Yeah,
like a vampire.
Oh yeah. So I want that's where I'm looking to go method this Halloween.
I would be so scared to meet him. Like I would literally,
Jessie,
if it was some kind of weird mixer,
can I get you can I get you
no.
Can I get you a thing? An American Spirit. No, I'm rolling. I'm hand rolling something. It's got weed in it. Would you like that?
Yeah, that I would want that.
I think you'd want all of that.
No, I'd get really uncomfortable
just for a night.
As soon as I see him, it wouldn't be like, oh my God, Johnny Depp. It'd be like, oh my God, I can't.
Yeah.
Like I can't even do like a hi or introduction, nothing.
You ever hung out with like a train wreck like that for an entire night?
A train wreck for an entire night?
Yeah.
I'm sure, yeah.
Like a famous person that was a train wreck?
Oh, no, not famous. Sorry.
Well, I didn't know.
I don't get down.
Well, I know you hung out with Benicio del Toro. Well, I didn't know if
he wasn't a train wreck, no.
Dude, we went over Rimmers for Benicio.
Yeah, he wasn't a train wreck. He was getting some that night.
Yeah, he was.
Unfortunately, it was not for me.
Well.
And that's sad for me, not for him.
Sure,
Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
So yeah, he was just getting some. No matter who it was from, whether that was the waitress, the girl that was sitting next to him, whoever, like he was going to rim that night in an elevator if he had his druthers.
Yeah.
There was no elevator there.
Benicio is ahead of his time.
Yeah, no, so he's not a train wreck. So he's like, you know, he's a sipper and he just basically wants to rim.
Yeah. Nothing like a nice rim. You know who else I heard is a rimmer, by the way?
Oh.
And this show's going off the rails today. Why not? It's
going off
it's
the
Halloween.
rims.
I'm in the spirit. It's fucking 65 out. It's great. Mm-hmm. It's really going off the rims. Owen Wilson.
Really?
Yeah.
Into butt stuff, huh?
Yep. That's what I heard.
Now on him or you don't know?
No,
you don't know
on
details.
Others.
Okay, so he gives.
Yeah.
And that's cool. As long as they don't
look, it's ass-eating season, and I get it. I think they were ahead of I think those guys were pioneers, though, ahead of their time.
Yeah.
Because when I heard about those two and the rimmers, it was one of those things where you're at parties and you're like, ugh, really? That's how they get down?
Right.
And that was like 10 years ago, like 15 years ago.
Before it was like
trendy.
Norm.
Yeah, now it's just like those guys were ass-eating innovators of their time.
Oh,
like,
sure.
I know this is early in the show, but I want to give out the revolutionary figure of the day now so I don't forget later. It's Owen Wilson and Benicio del Toro.
Yeah.
Those guys were the original OG rimmers in Hollywood. Just eating ass like it was their fucking job. And I again, frowned upon at the time. Because I remember I can say this. I know a girl who hooks up with Owen Wilson, and she just said he licked my ass for like fucking 2 hours or whatever, right?
Okay.
And we were at a brunch, and everybody was like, "Oh, that's weird." I haven't really heard that story. Again, it was probably 12 years ago.
Okay.
Flash forward to today, guy's an innovator.
Right.
Somebody before Edison tried to figure out electricity. Mm-hmm. Couldn't do it. Thomas Edison gets the credit. Other people have been eating ass for many years.
Oh, sure.
But guess who's getting the credit?
Yep.
Owen Wilson and Benicio del Toro.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's a lot of like the real guy who wrote for Shakespeare. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's a specific type of guy, and Benicio, that seemed normal. Do you know what I mean? His whole thing fits.
Yeah.
Owen Wilson.
Yeah.
That one surprises me. You know, that he goes dark.
Sure.
That he goes dark like that. Because again, Benicio, you just think, you know, nothing's off the table.
No, not at all.
Down for whatever.
Yeah. Like he's a guy who doesn't look like he has to shower for a week if he doesn't, feel like it.
Oh, no.
You know?
Yeah.
That was what was so surprising to see him do those Heineken commercials where you're like, what?
Why?
That's not the guy who does Heineken commercials.
No, it's not, but he needs money, right?
I guess.
Yeah.
It's weird.
You could tell that he doesn't want to do it as he's doing it.
If you told me Ray Liotta ate ass like on the reg, now that wouldn't be surprising.
For sure.
I'd be like, of course he does.
If
With that
Ray
Goodfellas
and Ben,
laugh.
yeah.
He's eating ass.
Chantix.
Yeah.
Just eating Chantix and ass.
And just
really wanting to smoke.
Yeah. Do you know how I work best on set? Just a fucking shitload of Chantix.
Yeah. It really helped me.
Yeah.
He hates it.
He
just wants to smoke so bad.
Let him smoke.
Let him smoke. I think he does.
He probably does. He probably does that and Chantix.
Yeah.
We've all seen those people where you're
totally.
just like, whoa, that's probably
the gum and a cigarette.
19 times the nicotine you would have gotten had you just smoking a full pack of cigarettes.
Sure.
But, let's get to the sponsors, shall we?
We shall.
I get a crazy one after the sponsors that I want to get into that I heard on Howard Stern today and was like, driving a child. And I was like,
whoopsie.
And I only heard one line of it, and I'll give you the one line after this before I switch the channel. And I was like, whoa, what the fuck? But first we got Black Rifle Coffee. Nothing goes better with ass-eating season than a little Black Rifle Coffee.
You think?
Yeah. You want to have a nice sip of coffee before you... no, I mean not for the participant, but for the one who's doing the eating themselves, you know?
Okay.
If you're going to be up late, you know, eating some ass.
Yeah.
You don't want the person who's getting their ass eaten to be pounded coffee.
No. No. And you don't want to fall asleep in there, huh?
No, you really don't.
Just nose down.
Nose to the brownstone?
Nose to the brownstone. Is that a thing?
Nah, it should be.
It is now.
Should be. Black Rifle Coffee is the drink of choice for ass eaters everywhere who are going to be up late eating ass like an Owen Wilson. If you're up for 3 hours eating ass like that, you need some coffee. You need to stay awake from action.
We don't
like
usually do themes, but it seems like we've got a theme to this show. Okay, all stories and everything are going to be ass themed.
They're actually not. We're going to switch it around to the front after the sponsors, but literally. We wait till you hear this story. Black Rifle Coffee, close. At blackriflecoffee.com is where you get all your coffee needs. 100% veteran owned, handmade, crafted with the hands of veterans. Small batch, premium roasted. Go to blackriflecoffee.com. Just sign up for their Coffee Club of the Month program. Use the promo code REVOLUTION for 20% off. Next up, we've got a little strikeforceenergy.com. Also great for ass eating season. Shit. You know what? That might be you might have to turn those around. You throw a little grape on that ass. Literally.
Oh.
Yeah. Man. That'd flavor it up, wouldn't it?
Again, I do see a theme.
I think it would flavor it up. Those of you who are curious about what the best flavor of Strikeforce Energy is to eat ass, it's grape. It is. They got lemon, a ridge, and an orange. Those don't really sound that enticing, but grape would really do it for me. Go to strikeforceenergy.com. Get on the train, Jessie.
Get on it.
Come on that train.
Get on it.
There we go. Strikeforceenergy.com is, it's the premier energy drink company in the world. 10-pack, 40-pack, 750 milliliter bottle. Ring-a-ding-ding-ding. Ships everywhere in the entire world. Use the promo code REVOLUTION. That's good for 20% off every time. And they ship everywhere in the entire world. Again, they ship everywhere in the entire world. Amazing. Last but not least, talking about straightrazors.com. Jables.
Ooh, that's a clean cut. Smooth.
Yeah.
Oh, you like it?
Ah, there we go. There we go. Do I even need to say it? Sure, shave up down there.
Oh, right.
For the season.
Keeping with the theme.
Got to have that brooch. Whoever ordered When Darkness Falls, he doesn't catch it. I went over a nice, fine Sunday brooch in great detail in there. Do it with a straight razor, kids. Go to straightrazors.com. They got beard mustache waxes, fucking oils, shampoos, conditioners, everything, you name it. Go to straightrazors.com, type in the promo code REVOLUTION for 20% off and get a kit. Get a nice kit for yourself. That's good every time. And then, dude, buy my books while you're out there. Fucking the highest rated books on Audible, by the way. Still.
Craziness.
4.99. When darkness falls, he doesn't catch it, and at night she cries while he rides his steed. Go get them. They're out everywhere. And fuck, man. Highest rated books there is. It's unbelievable. I'm drinking Smart Water today. I feel like Jennifer Aniston.
You look a little bit.
A little JA, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah. Just like a caramel skin.
I was in a hurry. I got a flight to San Antonio here in less than an hour. Yeah. I got to leave. And I usually grab Black Rifle or something to get it going. And I was like, I just saw this on the counter. I was like, we got to go. We got to go.
Totally.
And I grabbed it, dropped the boy off at school, and Stern. Okay. Howard Stern was on the radio.
What happened?
Sarah Silverman was on. And Howard asked if Louis C.K., because he's doing stand-up again, had ever jacked off in front of her.
Okay.
She said yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Because she did that whole speech of like, it's so sad to find out about this news.
Well, here's the thing. So then she went on, and like Sirius XM, all their headquarters are in New York, so they're on the same places. So a lot of those guests roll down from Howard, and then they'll go and do Sway in the morning, which I still don't know how Sway has like a job, and he has a huge radio show on Sirius XM. It's on Shady 45, and it's one of those things where I don't enjoy him because he's so fucking boring. He's never gotten interesting from 90 years on TV to radio, even less so. But he has the greatest guests. And it's mostly because they roll down from Stern and then do his. So Sarah Silverman came down and did his show, and then he was asking her about it. And she was like, oh, do I have now? Is this a thing that I'm going to have to talk about in every interview? And I was like, maybe.
Yeah, he's back doing stand-up. So.
Maybe. And, she still was saying the same line of, is it okay to love the people that did bad things? And it's like, God damn it. Go to her Twitter feed. Go to her fucking Twitter feed about the president. Just about the president and Republicans all day long. If you want to forgive a dude who jacked off in front of a bunch of people because he's your buddy, that's great.
Right.
But don't go and spout off of like how everything else is wrong in the world. But your buddy's cool with whatever he did, and you still
we love him.
You still love him, and all of this shit, and you're just like, oh God. And then the other one was, and this was what threw me because I immediately turned that off. Right. Stern. Dropped the child off, and that's when switched over on the way back to Sway, and then she was on there, and I was like, oh, fuck. I didn't know.
Like, literally go back to back.
Yes, okay. and they must have pre-recorded.
Okay.
So whatever it was, it was. And I called him right in time, and I was like, oh, shit. And so when I picked this conversation up, it was on Sway, and I was like, oh, fuck. And he goes, after she said that thing about, is this going to become a thing in an interviews? Right. He was like, well, Amy Schumer came on, like, comics are fucking weird. Like Amy Schumer came on, so she got fingered by her cab driver. And I was like, by her cab driver? Yeah. In New York, she got fingered by her cab driver. It was voluntary. Okay. Then. But here's the other thing. It was just like, all right. So Amy Schumer's now got morals all of a sudden because one of the top stories over the weekend was she is asking for everybody to boycott Maroon 5 for playing the Super Bowl. Why? Because of Colin Kaepernick. Yep. Because how? Rihanna turned down the Super Bowl. Okay. For Colin Kaepernick. Okay. She thinks Maroon 5 should have done the same. And then she came out and said, I will not do a Super Bowl commercial this year because of the stance that the NFL is taking against police brutality and Colin Kaepernick and all this shit. I didn't know anybody wanted Amy Schumer for a Super Bowl commercial. Yeah, it's one of those things of like the guy isn't calling you, so you send him a text that says, don't ever call me again. And he's like, oh, this fucking crazy bitch won't leave me alone. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. No one was calling you. Yeah. So don't tell me never to call you again. Yeah, so there's supposed to be no musical act, basically? Because if no one boycotts. Yeah. So she wants everyone to boycott the Super Bowl. Then no one plays. Why not just tell all the NFL players to stop playing the game then? Yeah. Because they're playing even though Colin Kaepernick can't play. Yeah. By the way, he can. Yeah. He can. He can play. Right? Yeah. There's a couple teams that are like willing to. They were, yeah. And, they were. I mean, not anymore because he's like, I want to hold out for that big fucking lawsuit. He's going to get that huge lawsuit. Yeah, so he can play. The whole thing is fucking ridiculous. And he's actually been able to play. Yeah. But yeah, it's so ridiculous. I even popped on her, back to Sarah Silverman, I even popped on her little I Love You America show for a second. Oh yeah, how's that? Don't do that. What's the deal with it? So the deal with it is that she kind of alleges that if you just talk to people and like, she goes into people's houses that are like super right or maybe really Christian or gun owners or something like that and just like has dinner with them and just kind of starts a conversation. But it's so condescending and so obvious what she's doing that it doesn't work. Do you know what I mean? Where you go and you're like, it's not doing well in the ratings. Yeah. Neither is the Alec Baldwin thing. No. All of these super left shows where you're just like, because it's just you're just so obviously one side. You don't want to hear what they're saying. So she's like, I just want to like hear them out and like have a conversation. But she just sits down and is like, so what's up? Like, why the guns? Like, don't you feel like they kill so many? And just like, you know what I mean? Yeah. You like act kind of like, we can all talk, right? Yeah. And it's just you making them feel bad or basically reiterating that you hate everything they stand for, but like being kind of cute in their house about it.
so fucking shitty.
Who's giving them these? Well, I mean, I know
who isn't giving them those shows. If you have a show or if you have an idea for a show that's super left, you will be on HBO.
Yeah.
Or Hulu in 2 seconds.
My question is this: what if they lose the midterms? And again, we're going to have an election prediction show. I voted, by the way.
Yes.
Today, I went early voting since I'm leaving for San Antonio. But I voted. What happens then? It's going to be a long, hard look in the mirror after that. And again, I have a big prediction on the election prediction show. I'm going numbers too, by the way. Whoa. Last time I picked states for Trump. I missed one. This one I'm going numbers on.
Okay.
I have a number in mind of what each house is going to be, and stay tuned for that. That'll be our Monday episode on November 5th. Okay. Voting is on November 6th. When I voted, by the way, so I voted early, and it was strange this time around.
What do you mean?
There was, and I don't know if you're allowed to do this. Like I asked, and I kind of just got brushed off by it. There was 3 women in chairs holding, like on the walkway in, holding up these flyers for things. Okay. And I was like, do I need to fill this out before I vote? Because you have to go in and get your form, you know?
Yeah.
So I was like, am I showing you my ID here?
Yeah, what is this?
Yeah, because it was a nice day out, you know?
Sure.
And I was like, maybe they're outside. We live in a small town, and it's a small room, and it's easy in and out, right? And I was like, do I need one of these? And she was like, no. But can I influence your vote today? And I was like,
what?
Pardon me? She goes, yeah, can I offer some suggestions? And then she changed it to offer some suggestions. And I go,
no.
I wanted to hear it.
Oh, sure.
It's because it's me.
Of course, why not?
I was like, yeah.
Duh.
And I go, what do you got for me?
What do you got?
She was like, well, this candidate and this candidate and this candidate is great, and they're trying to, change the soil and fucking moon and whatever. And I was like, awesome. I was like, just out of curiosity, what party are those? Well, they're Democratic. Right. And I was like, cool. Not going to do that. But like none of what you said I'm going to do, nor do I care about what you're saying. But I asked her out loud, I go, is this legal? Right. And she was like, I'm just here to, help people get into the polling stations. And I was like, all right, because the way you're camped out right now, seems like you work here. So you don't work here? No. I'm just, I work for one of the candidates. And I was like, I
guess it is legal. I mean,
is it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Because you can protest the polls and all of that. I mean, it's legal.
Yeah.
You don't have to stop to talk to them, but.
So here's where another thing that I found really interesting. And this ballot, this measure was on our ballot. Mm-hmm. When I walked in, I went to hand the lady my ID, and I was like, "Hi, I'm here to vote." And she was like, "No, you don't need that." I was like, "What do you mean? I don't need an ID to vote?" Well, no, if you live here, your name should be in the system or whatever. And I was like, yeah, "Sure, but how do you know that I'm American or
that it's me?
That it's me?" And she goes, looked around, nodded her head, and was just like, yeah. And she goes, there's something you can vote for on this ballot for this state. And I was like, really? No. And I go, how do you do your job? And she was like, we're volunteers and whatever. And she was just like, I type in the name. If it's in the system for the state, I hand you your thing, and that's it. Did not have to show my ID once. And I voted, and then that was it.
Interesting.
Really interesting. So you don't have to bring identification here.
That's so crazy.
Crazy. And I walked in and did it, and I was just like, all right, that's that. It could have been anyone. Right. So what was to stop somebody else from saying I'm Ross Patterson?
Right.
Well, honestly, because they look you up and be like, all right, great. Yeah, where you live, Wilmington.
That, and so you're in the system from registering?
Yes.
In here? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Weird, right?
Weird.
Really fucking weird. The other thing that was weird about this whole situation was I wasn't sure if I was registered again because I don't know what the time line is on it. So I went to, everybody's been pushing this vote.org, go to vote.org, right? Oh, vote.org. So I went to vote.org and signed up anyways, just in case. And I've been getting emails from them about Democratic candidates.
Jeez. Only Democratic.
That's it. So I finally just turned off the notification thing, and I was just like, fuck, I guess you're allowed. But again, if it's a free thing, you know, and you're allowed to do whatever you want, like if you're just truly setting up like, hey, you can vote in these states and that's it, I guess any company could own that, and you know, you could take their emails and do whatever you wanted with them. Yeah. Strange. The whole fucking thing is strange. So when on the way out, they give you the sticker, you know, which the sticker feels like now a badge in the Boy Scouts where you're like, oh yeah, I fucking did this.
I did.
I started a fire.
Right.
You know,
with my bare hands.
I'm the opposite of Billy Joel. I did start the fire. And on the way out, I asked them, because they're all like older people, probably 70s, I would say, that work there, volunteer or whatever. And I asked them on the way out, I was like, because I was like, I have a podcast and I'm going to go talk about this experience. What's the voter turnout like now compared to 2016? And they were like, we think it's up a little. And I was like, really? Wow. And they were like, yeah. And then I got a number on the way out, which was weird. So they were like, you were a number, and it was an older man, and I felt like I was transported back into the 1920s, which was awesome for a moment. Sure. It cranks the ballot down, you know, so you feel like I'm an American. Oh, yeah. I'm a fucking American. I fucking voted. And he cranks the thing down, and he goes, sir, you were 1,522 to vote. And he gives me a sticker, and I was like, all right, cool. There's only, 200,000 people in our town, or 100,000 people or something like that, so I was just like, great. Fucking A. Fucking A. Yeah, it feels. And then when I walked official. Back out, those ladies who were there who were trying to influence me to vote, look away, look away. I might as well have been a bright, like shining sun, and they were, look away. And I just rolled by, like right before Ricky got shot in Boys in the Hood, just with those eyes, you know, where it was just like, there we are. Yeah. I see you, girl. I see you, girl. I think that's like the second Boys in the Hood reference I've made in the last 3 episodes. Big fan of that movie, by the way. Sure. Huge fan as a kid. Sure. Still holds up. Yeah. Except for the fuck scene. That's a weird one. And I never understood it. Why? It just switched. It just seemed like it was out of the movie. Where it was just this is from a different movie. Yeah. Where you're like, that really took a turn for the... The other movie that did that too was there was this great Denzel Washington movie with Clive Owen, and he was a bank heist. Oh, I used to love me some Clive. Fuck, what happened to him? I don't know. It's great. Anyways, I forget the name of this movie. I loved it. It was a fantastic movie. But there was this one scene where Denzel Washington comes home to his wife, and she calls him daddy in the fucking thing. Stop it. Dead serious. And I was like, man, this scene is really out of place. And he's about to fuck his wife. And but it was just like, oh, you had a long day, daddy, didn't you? Yeah, that's like, not realistic. I sure did. Yeah. I sure did. And I was like, well, what the fuck? What movie is this from? Because I watched it like an awesome movie for like 2 hours. And then there's one weird sex scene. And then it snapped back out of it. And he went back and was like, oh, shit, I remember who took the jewels. And, yeah. I remember who took the jewels. Whenever there's an out of place, like weird fuck scene like that, it's jarring. Right. I just finished one in this movie. I just finished writing The Janitor. Okay, but that was on purpose. It's on purpose. Yeah. But there's a 9-minute sex scene in this movie. Sure. And man, those were hard to write. Like it's a long time to write a 9-minute sex scene. Yeah, that's a really long time. Yeah. So where you're like, okay, still going, all right. Because it's to Freebird. Sure. So it's the full 9 minutes and 8 seconds where immediately when it kicks in, you know, where you're like, oh, fuck. Wait a minute. If they're about to start fucking to Freebird, does this mean they're going to play the entire... the audience would be along for that. Even if the movie, everybody hated the movie, they would still hang on to like, hey, did you see that fucking movie where it was a full 9 minute and 8 second sex scene? Like, you're right. To all of Freebird, top to bottom.
Top to bottoms.
Tops to bottoms in that? Like, did they just fuck to the entire length of Freebird? That's amazing. But I had fun. I like, it was fun trying to come up with new things where you're like, oh my God. And like, it's as awful as you can imagine, obviously.
Sure. Uncomfortable.
Real uncomfortable.
Right? Watch it with your dad. Watch it with your mom and dad. You know those?
Yeah.
Back
We've
in the
all
day,
had those
remember,
moments.
right? Where you're like, oh, let's watch whatever, like as a family.
Yeah.
And then those are like the out of place / a little bit too long.
Yeah.
The uncomfortable.
Oh yeah.
I hope.
Like Top Gun. I remember when Kelly McGillis was about to throw Beej to Tom Cruise in that movie.
Sure.
And you're like, whoa, this was not with it. We're there, not playing volleyball anymore.
Yeah.
He's not playing with the boys anymore.
Yeah, playing with the boys.
He's about to get a Beej thrown his way.
Ooh, by an older gal.
And there was a tongue lashing down the, the whole length of the body too.
Sure.
Where you were
Was
just
that
like,
the
whoa.
ice too?
Yeah.
Some kind of ice on the stomach?
Yeah.
Just steaming?
Yeah.
Doesn't do that.
No.
It doesn't do that.
The other one was Risky Business with Tom Cruise.
Oh, on the fucking train?
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi-yo.
Eesh.
You're like, whoa, this is...
I thought they were great sex scene though, my gosh.
Yeah.
Done
It was a great movie.
really well, yeah.
Super underrated movie.
Yeah, you remember Legends of the Fall sex scene? Whew.
Which one was that?
What do you mean, with Brad Pitt and Binoche?
No, I know the movie, but what was the sex scene?
Oh, it was just like it was Binoche and Pitt, forbidden because it was the brother.
Ah, yeah.
It was very like long, both long hair.
Yep.
I think they were on some kind of bear skin.
You're right. And I still think that was a PG-13 movie too with that.
Yeah, but somehow they made it work, right? You don't really see anything, but a lot of the hands, remember the hands that come together and squeeze, right?
By the way, as a man, I can admit this. Big fan of Legends of the Fall.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Anytime.
And I was aware when I saw it that these people were fucking and,
right.
That with each having long hair, it got confusing. And I probably would have fucked Brad Pitt. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Because his hair was so long.
Yeah.
When they were tussling around on the bed, I was like, whoa,
which one?
Which one is the lady here?
And he had big pecs and a nice back.
Yeah.
And you're just kind of like, oh, he's smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So probably would have gone a backdoor on Brado.
Brado.
No one's called him Brado.
No, I've never heard Brado. But Jesus, that movie depressing, huh?
No, I loved it.
Legends of the Fall?
Big fan.
I mean, Brado cannot catch a break in that movie.
No,
I mean, it's boom, 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 boom.
Yeah,
one right after the other, and then the Indian family getting killed. I mean, he literally cannot catch a break.
But at the end, with the brother and the dad shooting the people, and and then he outlived them all, Jables, and then he got killed by that bear in the woods. He died the way Tristan wanted to die. Tristan died the way Tristan needed to die in that movie.
Okay.
Big fan, though.
A river runs through it. Oh.
Big fan of that, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Brad Pitt has never been better looking. River runs through it. Brad is my kind of Brad all the way.
Probably.
Little rascal.
No.
Rascal.
You go Ocean's 11, too, on that.
He's getting into like his mature.
Yeah.
There's like two Brads, right? There's a Thelma and Louise, like kind of young looking baby face. River runs through it.
I'd say three Brads.
Okay.
He was pretty young in Thelma and Louise.
The three Brads.
The three Brads.
He was pretty young. Okay, so you're saying River runs through it. I say that goes with the first Brad.
I say that's the middle Brads. River runs through it, and Legends of the Fall are the middle Brads.
Okay.
And then you got Thelma and Louise, early Brad. And then you got late Brad with Ocean's 11, and then the rest of the nonsense.
Daddy Brad.
Yeah.
He still doesn't. I still can't think of him as daddy yet. Like I guess maybe he looks so great. I don't know.
Yeah, he looks great in person. You know what? He's got one of those dainty figures, like the lead singer of Maroon 5.
Okay.
Where it's just like clean. The fucking Joey's got that
right. You're
dainty
just like
frame where you're just like, oh, you can wear women's medium.
Yeah, and look good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You're just like, fuck. All right.
Fuck you.
No wonder why you're wearing cool shit, because you're wearing women's shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You got to have a dainty frame like that.
Sure.
That's
to have
the
clothes fit you right for women too.
Oh, yeah.
You know what
yeah.
I mean? If you've got a little muscle on you or something like that, like nothing is going to look as good as if you are anorexic. Okay? No, I'm just joking. That's my dream. Oh, what? Just influenza? Just a really, please.
Just a nice cleanse.
I need a really bad flu.
Yeah. Just cleanse.
Soon.
Yeah.
Just a
really
real
cleanse it out.
All areas. And then after that, I would love for a little bit of an eating disorder.
Sure.
A tiny bit. Comes and goes.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Able to control it.
Yeah. My dream, and always has been my dream, for someone to be worried about me. Worried. Like, you seen
like
her?
your friends? Yeah.
You seen her? She's lost a lot of weight. Almost too much.
Like Pete Davidson. Like that guy, I look at him and I'm worried for him. I'm
Worried.
like, man, you need more blood. Yeah.
Something's going on.
Sick,
he is sick.
I think Crohn's disease or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're not going to make too much
I'm not gonna...
fun. But gosh, an eating disorder.
Yeah. He made his return to stage over the weekend. I talked about the Ariana Grande split.
He did talk about it.
He did, yeah.
What's
surprisingly? He's like, anybody got a place to live?
Oh.
Because I guess he was living at her $16 million spot in New York, and it's like, you forget about all that falls away with something like that. Oof. Where you're like, ooh,
yeah, you put up with a lot, right? When you get that kind of stuff, those kind of fringe
crazy
benefits,
crazy.
So she's a little annoying. Deal with it, buddy.
Yeah, well, it wasn't. So, by the way, because the stories come out, obviously.
It wasn't him.
No, it was Mac. Well, Mac Miller died.
Right, and she was still dealing with the
They were
attack.
together for how many years? 6 years or something like that?
Okay.
It was a long time. So, like...
that would be rough, I guess.
Yeah, well, not only that, but like he was there with her during that Manchester attack.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, he was there with her through all of it.
Okay.
And then, boom. They get engaged. He kills himself, and then she's got to live with that on top of all the other shit.
Thinking that maybe it's because she got engaged, or
yeah. I saw Twitter light up over this one, like especially Black Twitter, because that's a separate thing now.
Sure.
Everybody says Black Twitter.
Yeah.
They're like, yo, Black Twitter versus White Twitter, and it's true.
Yeah.
Black Twitter lit up, and they were like, yo, that is their queen now. Like they love Ariana Grande. That's their go-to.
Really?
Yeah. Not my first choice. Now, Rihanna, I understand on Black Twitter.
Sure.
I'm like, all right, yeah, cool.
Sure.
Ariana Grande is too mousy to me, too small.
Maybe they know she's a fucking cold bitch.
I don't know. Who knows?
Who knows?
But they love some Ariana Grande, which I was surprised. But yeah, Pete Davidson got back on stage and was just like, yeah.
Just joked about it.
Got a lot of tattoos that were unnecessary.
Sure, got a lot of removal coming up.
Man, why would you... That fast, why would you do it?
All of it, though.
Yeah.
All of it. I don't think we can have a rational conversation about why they did any of that shit. I don't know.
I said a horrible thing on the show, 3 or 4 months ago, that he was going to be the next one to kill himself.
I know. He was on a death list. I still kind of think he might be on the death list for 2019.
So do I.
Yeah. 2019,
so do I.
He'll be on it.
That type of relationship, especially like right out of rehab and that public and all that stuff.
It's bound for
brutal.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Yeah.
You know what else was brutal was LeBron's return to LA, Los Angeles. First home game, Los Angeles. Fist fight breaks out. I erupted in applause. You
said you like it.
Yes.
You like that kind of shit.
I said this Lakers team it was the ruggish thuggish bone on there. Okay. It took 2 games into the season, half the team suspended.
Okay.
It's rare you see fist fights break out in the NBA.
Right.
Where people get punched in the face. Like really connecting on shots punched in the face.
Oh, yeah. You don't see that.
It's great. That's what happened. Okay. It was awesome. Because at Ohio State, I watched them lose on Saturday night. And then I was just like,
need a little pick-me-up.
Yeah, flipped over to the Lakers game. But it was on perfect timing. 20 minutes later, full fight breaks out with exactly the guys that I thought it was. Rajon Rondo.
Beautiful.
Gave me everything that I needed as a nice pick-me-up. Where I was just like, oh, man.
Ready to face the day.
See somebody get punched in the face tonight.
Sure.
But I don't think that whole thing is going to work. All the stars came out for that. Jack was out there. Everybody came to see LeBron's opening game in LA.
Okay.
And they lost. They're going to be doing a lot of that this year.
But it was entertaining, no?
It was. Look, because people were getting punched in the face.
Yeah.
And God, I love it. I love it so much.
Oh no, I'd be into
that
it.
was the NBA that I grew up on as a kid, where it was just
totally
like late 80s, early 90s, where people
real rivalries, like real
Detroit
people hating
bad
them.
boys, hating each other, punching each other in the face.
Yeah, like for real, not
it's
even
great.
like yeah.
I don't know why they don't let them do it. They do it in hockey.
Yeah, well,
you get 3 minutes. Great, you can punch somebody in the face. You get 3 minutes. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Give them 3 minutes. Get back in the game. These guys, and the reason I'm bringing this up was their suspensions just went through today. They got like 4-game suspensions for punching each other in the face.
Oh, geez.
That's a lot of fucking money.
Yeah.
A lot of money.
Come on.
That's
just
what I say.
Give him a little slap on the wrist.
Just give him a little slap on the ding dong.
No, don't slap him on the ding dong.
Why not? Give him a little slap on the ding dong.
Stop it.
A little taste, if you will.
Ugh.
What? James, this is real life, and I'm sorry if you can't handle it. But it's a little slap on the ding dong is necessary here and there. What else are you excited for these days, James?
What am I excited for?
You got a Making a Murderer just dropped.
I know.
Yeah, I'm going out of town. Are you gonna watch it without me?
No,
what's
I still
story?
haven't watched it.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna watch
are you
it.
Sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Okay.
I've already been reprimanded on air.
Yeah, you have.
For watching like comedians riding in cars. I can't imagine what would happen if I watched even
I would rip out the Apple TV.
Second.
Yep, burn it in the front yard. I would rip it right out of the wall and I would burn it in the front yard. Smash it in the driveway and no more Netflix for you. That's become a thing with relationships now.
Oh,
big thing. There was an article on it over the weekend of couples watching it without one another, and there was like a statistic that said like 68% of the people who watch shows without their other partner don't tell them, and then they'll rewatch it.
Yeah, it's the only way. I've done it with comedians in cars and Dark Tourist, I think, with you. Where like I'll switch from the profile. So I have a secret profile that I watch stuff on, and then we like go to yours and then it's like, oh, none of them are checked off. Like none has been watched.
Really?
But I've already watched it.
Oh, that is the ultimate dirtbag move out of you.
I've watched Camping. I know you were really excited about that.
No, I thank God you did that. So that was, for the audience, that is Lena Dunham's new show.
Yes.
And Jenny Connor. Who are no longer, by the way, they are no longer a writing duo.
So they wrote it, Jenny Connor was directing this time and Lena Dunham was producing. So they kind of switched. Whereas on Girls, Lena was writing and directing and Jenny Connor was producing.
Gotcha.
So this was like it seems like Jenny's, passion project or whatever.
Is that what ended their relationship? Because they have...
Listen, I don't know. I didn't know that they ended the relationship.
Oh, yeah. So they're no longer working together, one. Two, they're shutting down everything. That Lenny letter...
Yeah, that's done too.
Shut down. And they both wrote a message this morning saying, we're done with this and this was our thing. And
women?
The world has evolved and we're evolving with it. What was the whole site about?
It really was just like open letters. So like people were able to like write in and make these open letters and it would be on Lenny letter.
Okay. So
it's not.
My question is this. If you don't hate each other, why shut that down?
I guess they do hate each other, but women's relationships are a really fragile thing. It's really always a second away from like a falling out.
Do you think it was I don't want to say the unsuccess, but the bombing of that show? Because it got crucified in the press.
Yeah, and I think it may have been like the switching of the roles. I'm telling you, like, again, girl relationship. They were besties. They did everything together and they like really worked together and they were friends and like, come on. That even for a relationship, that's rough.
Sure.
So as fragile as girls' relationships are, something happened. Some little thing that got blown out of proportion and now they're both just like shutting. I've done it. Yeah. Some little thing and you're blocked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's weird. And it feels weird. And then you kind of like come out of it and you're like, oh, crap. But that's just the way it is, right. To be completely honest. But that show is horrible.
It was horrible.
Yeah. Okay. It's really bad. And that's not me just hating Lena Dunham. Because I liked Girls. Right. I liked the angle of it. I liked the writing.
No, you did.
I thought
you
was
did like
really...
Yeah.
I thought it was done well for that fucking... And I didn't like her. So it's like against all odds, I liked the show. Okay. You know what I mean?
So I root for Jennifer Garner. I know she's the lead of Camping. And
oh, gosh, you will hate her.
I know. That's what everybody says. That's what everybody says.
And it's hard. I mean, to me, that feels like how Jennifer Garner really is. And you know that's why I don't like her.
No, how is she in the show? What is she, super type A?
Super type A. Lots of, medication for her hormones and really needs to like talk about everything. And, everything needs to be really, they're on this camping trip and nobody's like going with her plan.
Right.
And she gets very pissed and, I don't know. That's how I see her. So for me, it makes me really hate Jennifer Garner as a person.
Man, she put up with Ben though for that long. Like she deserves something.
He put up with her too. What?
By the way, he's still with the Playmate.
Of course he is. That's who he should be with.
That's great, isn't it?
He doesn't need to be with Jennifer Garner having fucking 3 kids. That's not his life.
Jacked. He's jacked again. He's back. Like Ben is back.
Yeah. He needs to be with a Playmate. He needs to be able to
fall off the wagon
every once in a while and not have...
Then he'll go back home and then, Jen will
his big thing,
whisk him away to rehab.
His big problem was having kids. Yeah. That was the biggest mistake that he made because he's just not... That's not...
No.
Him.
No. That's not
If you can't stay clean for your kids, then you shouldn't have had them.
Yeah.
Straight up, right?
Yeah. I believe...
And I don't feel... I wanted him to party.
Same.
I wanted him to live his life, but he fucked up. So now he has to keep it a little bit under wraps. Maybe go to Mykonos. Go the Lindsay Lohan route.
I like that.
Kind of just, disappear.
Yeah.
Let people see you when you want them to see you.
Yes.
Only.
The problem is he wants to be famous too much. So like he's going to pop out and do a movie or something.
Did you hear the rumor about that little show? Her real reality show that she's doing?
Who?
About her club? Lohan, your favorite.
Yeah. What about her?
So in the show, they're having her date the manager of the club, younger guy.
Okay.
So that's like kind of the relationship.
How old is Lohan now?
So Lohan is...
Oh,
come
3
on,
words,
I was in the middle of a
Lindsay
story.
Lohan age. That's all you have to... Is she 30 yet? Did she turn 30?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Lindsay Lohan age.
Lind?
No.
Yeah, no. Lindsay.
Can't do it.
Lohan age... 32.
Okay, so for a younger guy, he can't be that much.
But listen to the end of my fucking story.
I will. How young is the guy, though?
Whatever. He's like 30s. But it's just a cover-up because she's dating the owner of the club who's in his 70s.
Shut the fuck up.
Yes. God, let me finish.
So for the show...
So for the show, they're making it that she's dating the manager.
Okay.
Because in real life, she's dating the owner.
Got it.
Daddy.
Got it.
More like grandpa, though.
Yeah.
When you're 70s, we're going grandpa. We're not daddy, really, anymore.
Here's the problem, though, with that, where you have fame and money and it all go... Like, the money aspect goes away. There's always going to be an older guy out there...
Yeah.
Who wants to not only be with a younger girl, but be with somebody who is relatively famous and do the whole fucking thing and can afford it. Yeah, that's it.
Wants to yacht.
That's it. And you've got Anna Nicole Smith went that route.
Mm-hmm.
Lohan's probably going that route.
Yes.
There's a few other celebrities, females, I'm not going to out on the show, but that have gone that route as well, where you're like, man.
Why aren't you going to out them? Because you know them?
Yeah, because some of them I feel bad for where that, I think, unless you want to get a real job and go back to, because they have no college educations, no nothing.
Sure.
Go back and try to work, at Starbucks or something, like dead serious.
Okay.
Like that low on cash where you're like, hey.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
You've got to go back to either Starbucks or.
Yeah, then you daddy up.
Got to.
Yeah.
So there's a couple people that have daddied up that I know personally that are super famous, and you're like, all right, I like looking at the alternative of it. It's like, dude, even that kid from Even Stevens, the weird looking kid.
Okay.
He was like a fucking elf for a mall Santa last year up in Northern California, and somebody took a picture of him and fucking outed him and said, look what he's doing now. I can't believe it. He was on the show and blah, blah, blah. Same with the guy that we discussed from the Cosby Show, who's now booking everything on the planet. But he was great. He's a great actor. So I have no problem with that, actually. But the kid from Even Stevens is trying to live a fucking normal life. And Beans was... Yeah. Beans is out there just working like a normal human, and you grow up as a child actor and you do the thing a lot like Lohan.
Sure.
You don't have an education, you don't have shit. When the money runs out, either you go and get a real job like Jeffrey Owens or Beans or somebody like that, or if you're these ladies, you daddy up, you go 70s and you say fuck it.
Yeah,
that's the route.
So I might watch the reality show just for that weird fake dynamic that they're going to try and do with the
accents.
son. Oh, yeah. The different accents, the pills,
all of it. And the mom just went bankrupt. So there's no way out anymore. Yeah, unless she wants to move home. I think the dad has money, like a little bit left, oddly enough.
It's like out of the whole thing, the dad is like the most.
But I think he was bilking money for a while. So, he had some reality shows, some other shits, and he made the run all the way around on all of those shows. Like those VH1 shows, he was on all of them at some point.
Oh, okay, like the Rehab, the Celebrity, yeah.
Every single one of them, and then doing boxing matches and all that stupid shit. But where does she go?
Yeah, true.
So I think she didn't have a choice but to daddy up.
Yeah,
man. That's got to be weird, right? Just waking up, being that rich and famous for that long, blowing all your money. And this is, by the way, I'm not saying this against women in general either, because there's a lot of NBA players and baseball players who fucking are rich and then it's gone and then they end up doing weird shit.
Yeah.
I got stopped by an NFL player in a bathroom in Columbus, Ohio once, trying to sell me T-shirts after I'd come out of a stall, dead serious. And it was somebody I looked up to and was just like, he played for... I'm not going to say who played for, but it was strange. And he was like, man, I bought like 3 T-shirts. And I was like, I didn't know what the fuck to do with the T-shirts. But it becomes really weird. Like women have that option to daddy up. Men really don't.
No.
To daddy up. So I only know one. And I told you, we talked about this on the show. He's living his best life. So he actually loves that. Like that's...
Who wouldn't?
That was his jam, was older women anyway.
Who wouldn't?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At a certain point, you daddy up and call it a day. I just don't know how you get through I guess you get through it with pills.
Pills. Help.
A lot of drugs.
Everything, don't they?
Yeah, a lot of drugs for Lohan. How does she seem on that show?
Pilled out.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And again, I don't think it's out yet, but...
You just from the previews?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, when she got punched in the face by those immigrants, that was amazing.
Yeah, she's on death watch 2019 for me.
I think she's gonna live, man. Oof. I think she is too
scrappy.
Yeah, I think she was. I think she was going too hard since like 14. That it's just like you build up a tolerance like that, and we were just like, I can live forever. Fuck you guys. I think it's the other ones that didn't, where you're just like, oh. You started doing drugs at 21 instead of 14.
Yeah, that's
You're
true.
Going to die, like Demi Lovato or something like that.
Yeah.
Whereas you look at like the Drew Barrymores. Drew Barrymore was going hard at like 13 years old.
Oh, yeah, you build your tolerance early.
You couldn't kill her.
No.
Couldn't kill Drew Barrymore.
It's like giving kids the dirt and germs when they're younger. Like I don't want you to be fragile when you finally go out into the world.
Lohan she's going to make it.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
She's gonna live forever. It's gonna be somebody strange that you don't expect. Where you're like, that person, huh?
Like Ringo.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Ringo's gonna be the last one.
He's gonna be the last one, isn't he?
Last fucking Beatle.
God damn it.
Although McCartney looks great.
He does.
Really fucking great.
He does.
And I hope he's the last one. He deserves it.
He deserves it.
He deserves it. Ringo needs to.
Oof. Eesh.
And I don't wish death upon anybody. Marie.
That's like the one that he does. Isn't that like the one that he wrote? So he gets to like perform that.
Yeah, he gets to perform that.
We all live.
And then the rest of his weird originals.
Yeah.
That never.
Tripped out originals.
Jesus Christ.
Ooh, lots of drum solos. It's very drum heavy.
It was one of those times where everybody wanted to meet a Beatle and hang out with a Beatle. And it was just like, who do I have a realistic shot of hanging out with?
Oh, we could hang out with Ringo today.
An hour. We could probably have Ringo on the show.
For sure.
And we would do a 4-hour pot. We'd probably have to say, hey, Ringo, we're out of tape here.
Ringo, we are good unless there's anything else you want to say.
Hop on down the bunny trail here and get out of here.
We have to
Ringo.
get to work, Ringo.
Sorry, Ringo, but we're going to need you to pack it up. Okay?
I could do an acoustic.
Yeah, no.
I could do an acoustic.
Nah, you got to pack your drum kit up. Nope.
In the Yellow Submarine. No.
Take it out. Take it out, Ringo. Take your shit out to the car.
All right, then. Ringo. Okay, Ringo Star, everyone. Okay.
That's who we're going to be left with. Yeah. It's the worst people that we're going to be left with. The only one who's made it that is beloved is Keith Richards.
Yeah.
He's the only one that's made it who's really
still
made it.
Who were like happy that he's made it.
Yeah. Where it's just like, holy fuck.
It's not like, oh, he's still.
There's one. Because you want to see one case study where it's like, okay.
Just beat the odds.
Did you do everything you shouldn't have in this life?
I never said
twice?
No.
Yeah.
I never said no. And it's just, it's such a perfect study, isn't it? Because he never said no. And look at him now.
Yeah. Still crushing life, kicking the dick out of it.
Oof.
I saw him the other day in some documentary. He's got some documentary coming out, and still just smoking Marlboro Reds like it's another day in Cancun or wherever he's at. He's got an island.
Oh, he does.
Yeah, he's got an island down in like in the Bahamas or something.
Why wouldn't he?
Yeah, I know it's just.
And he's like, he just gets to do whatever he wants. Everywhere.
All day long.
Like he did an interview at like NPR and he's just like smoking inside. And that's like, it's a place that you don't, but they're just like totally cool with them.
Clinical in there too.
Oh yeah. It's just a bunch of like, public radio nerds. And so
I've done 2 interviews for NPR, and you walk in, it is a cold, frigid, like, okay.
They had little airplane bottles of vodka for him there. They had an ashtray. I mean, he was set.
But it was made out of an infant skull, that ashtray,
Sure.
Just ashing right in that.
Sure. But like, gosh, to be above the law in that way. Like no one, if he just started smoking inside at a restaurant, no one would even say like, Keith, we can't.
Can't?
Oh no. They would move everyone that wasn't cool with it away.
Totally.
Kick them out probably.
And if
you don't like it, you're gone.
If I was in the restaurant and if somebody gave
cool
Keith
with it.
Richards shit, I'd be like, hey, fuck off. It's Keith Richards. All right? I'd give him the Mitch McConnell treatment. Whatever happened to Mitch McConnell over the weekend, there's people screaming at him in the Mexican restaurant.
Yeah.
I'd be, hey, fuck off. It's Keith Richards.
Sure.
Man, I would physically get up out of my chair and take his cigarette, Keith's, and then blow it into the faces of the parents and the children who have a problem with it.
Exactly. And he's so cool that it makes other people like want to do it. So like Marin hasn't smoked in years or drank or anything.
Marin smoked a cigarette with him?
Yeah. And he was just like, because he's just like, God, I just want to fucking smoke a cigarette with you.
Yeah.
Like it's been a dream, right?
Yeah.
So he makes it so crazy that people would want to start smoking, drinking.
I get it.
You're just like, God, you're so fucking cool.
It's a lot like Rogan. When guests go on Rogan and you can, Rogan lights up a joint and then hands it to him, and you can tell people are just like, fuck. I mean, I probably should because I'm on Rogan, but it's going to affect the rest of my interview.
Sure,
and
it's
you're
like it's 9 a.m.
Yeah. Because I mean, I could go on and drink with anybody in the bathroom. I couldn't smoke weed in the morning and have a fucking conversation with somebody.
Nope.
Not in a million years.
No.
But you're right with Keith Richards.
Oh,
100%.
right.
If he walked into the studio right now and said, "Hey, I want to do an interview with you," lit up a joint and said, "You got to smoke this," gave me the fucking training day. Denzel, smoke it.
Would you smoke a cigarette with him?
Yes.
Right?
I'd smoke a cigarette with him. I'd smoke weed with him. I'd have a drink with him.
You'd do anything Keith wanted to do.
Yeah.
And you'd be like,
I haven't had a cigarette in
Years.
10 years, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't even know. Like, that's how long ago it was.
Yeah.
And I wasn't one of those people who like checked off the date of like, oh, this is when I stopped smoking, and just stopped.
Yeah.
But it's been a long time. I don't even know what that would do. Like,
lightheaded.
I would probably,
as fuck,
I'd probably cough through it. Yeah.
I think he did too. He's like, man, this thing is fucking me up.
Yeah.
Like,
I remember I was with somebody that I wanted to, I thought was impressive. That I wanted to be cool with them and what they did, and they offered me a dip.
Oh.
Like, and in college I used to dip.
Okay.
So I was just like, no big deal. I'll throw fat pinch in. I'll throw beaver dip in. Sure. Maybe upper lip it, just to show that I still got it.
Yeah.
Threw this huge dip in, rocked. I mean, it was as if I had 10 shots of tequila in a row. Like, I was swaying, like, I mean, going back and forth, and I was just like in my head now, and I'm just trying to stay cool. And I knew all the color had drained from my face because it was just like, probably about 20 minutes later, 25, I was able to shake it out, and continue the thing just because I was with, so-and-so and I wanted to be like, yeah, I can still fucking throw a dip in. No bigs. No, it took everything out of me, and I was just like, like weak kneed, like jelly legs. Am I going to throw up right now? Oh. I haven't thrown up in a long time. And it was one of those like, man, am I going to puke all over
Yeah, am
someone?
I going to puke?
Yeah.
And you start sweating, like that whole thing of like,
Luckily, I was out in public, and we were in a crowd. So like,
you at least got some fresh air.
Yeah. And he wasn't like the person I was with wasn't staring directly at me, because we were looking at the event that was going on. So it was exactly. So it was one of those things where I'm staring at the event, he's staring at the event. And in my mind, I'm just thinking, man, if I can just ride this out, I think this is going to go away soon.
Oh my God, you have to tell me who this is.
I will. It was, when we get off the air, I will.
Wow. Okay.
But it was one of those moments where I was like, oh my God. And I could feel the beads of sweat like going down the sides of my temples. Where I was just like,
oh my God.
Yeah, like,
I know that feeling of just like, okay.
And here's the thing about dip is like, I had a beer, right? Because I had a beer at this thing.
Right.
And I was like, man, if I drink it, that's only going to go down, and like I will huck, and I'm like, so I couldn't even take a sip of something where I was just like, oh shit, what do I do?
Your heart's beating like super fast.
Totally, and I can just feel the beads of sweat on the temples,
You're just white like a ghost.
Yeah, and I'm just like,
And if he had looked over,
he'd have been like, yo, are you fucking dying?
Yeah, it would have been like, bro. But thankfully, you're just a step a little bit behind him. So that he can't even catch you in his periphery.
Yeah.
Bro.
But I remember how I got out of this, by the way.
Sure.
Is finally at the end of said, it was a break in said event that we were at. And he was like, I use the bathroom. I was like, all right, cool, man. I was like, be here. I'll probably grab a dog and a brew, Just brew dog. Probably grab a dog and a brew. Saw him go up to the bathroom, and as soon as he got out, I fucking ripped that out, threw it in the cup, and then literally went up just to get that taste, out of like dog beer immediately. Like,
okay.
And I finally got my sea legs back, after that dog and a beer, and I was just like,
because it was touch and go.
Yeah. But the things you do, there's very few people though that I will do that for.
Yes,
and that's the point of that story, where it's just like there's a few people where it's just like, all right, cool.
It's very rare that you tell a story where you're like vulnerable in it. So for me, that is the funniest because I just can't picture it. You're always like, totally fine when you drink and like nothing ever like affects you.
Yeah. I'm usually on the up and up about everything. I'm honest I'm honest about what would do it. Like smoking a cigarette these days would probably nuke me for about 20 minutes. So it's just a dip, and then again, if somebody made me smoke weed in morning, afternoon, that type of jam where it's just like,
or even
I can't get down.
Do you even smoke it anymore?
Nobody smokes weed anymore. Right. They just fucking vape it.
So even like smoking like hardcore weed, like
everybody uses vapes nowadays.
Basically
or edibles.
Laced. It's all laced.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anywho's, James is a fun, weird show.
Whoa.
Halloween.
This is Halloween. This is Halloween.
Classic song.
The classic song. Everyone knows
Is that Danny Kaye? Was that Danny fucking Kaye?
No, I think it was the other one. The fucking Newman, Randy Newman. And now it's Halloween. It is.
Speaking of Randy Newman,
no, we can't speak of him.
We're gonna end it with this because the Dodgers are in the World Series against the Red Sox. I called this in August.
You did.
First week of August. Anybody who listens to Drinking Bros Sports, it was 25-1 on that. Everybody got paid. I got a bunch of fucking well wishes and emails and all that shit.
Well wishes.
Since you brought up Randy Newman, we're going to end the show with I Love LA by Randy Newman.
Yeah.
I want you to play that on the air. I don't give a shit what iTunes says.
Okay.
This is for all you Dodgers fans out there. Congratulations.
And Randy Newman fans. Which I am.
For Jessie Wiseman, a.k.a. the Jables, I am Ross Patterson. This is The Revolution.